And today we're going to convert between different fractions, decimals, and percentages. So first of all, have a look at the shaded diagram. What fraction does this show? What decimal does this show? And what percentage does this show? So what fraction is coloured in? How would you write that as a decimal? And what percentage is coloured in? When you're ready, press play to continue. So for the first one, what we can see is that all 4 boxes are coloured in. So there's 4 boxes in total, 4 are coloured in, so that gives us 4 over 4. For question 2, how can we write 4 over 4 as a decimal? Well, 4 over 4 is the same as 4 divided by 4, so that just gives us 1. So what percentage of this shape is coloured in yellow? Well, all of it's coloured in, so we'd say that is 100%. 100% of this shape has been coloured in yellow. Let's look at a few more examples. So again, we'll keep the same shape, but let's colour in different quantities. So now I've coloured in 2. So have a think, what would that look like as a fraction? What would it look like as a decimal? And how could we rewrite that as a percentage? Well, we've still got 4 segments, of which 2 are coloured in. So as a fraction, that's 2 over 4. But we can simplify that to a half. So what would that be as a decimal and a percentage? Well, a half is the same as 0.5. So as a decimal, that would be 0.5. And therefore, we've halved our decimal, so we've halved our percentage. Half of this shape has been coloured in, or 50% has been coloured in. For the next one, we've got 1 shaded in. So what's that as a fraction, decimal, and percentage? Well, 1 over 4 is a fraction, so a quarter. A quarter of that shape is coloured in. And a quarter can be written as 0.25. It's a quarter of 1, or half of 0.5. And 0.25 is the same as 25%. It's a quarter. A quarter of this shape, or 25% of the shape, is coloured in yellow. So the question is there a pattern that we can see? Well, we've got all of it shaded in here, that's 100%. Half of it is 50%, and a quarter of it is 25%. But how does that relate to decimals? Well, 0.25 is 25%, 1 or 1.00 is 100%, and 0.5, or maybe that should be 0.50, is 50%. So when we change how we write it, 1.00, hopefully we can see how they're linked together, and the same with decimal and percentage, with 0.25 and 25%. So you're just dividing the 50 by 100, and that gives 0.50. You divide 25 by 100, and you get 0.25, and vice versa. Multiply 0.25 by 100, and that converts into a percentage, 25%. Let's look at some other examples. So here are 5 different examples for you to have a go at. When you're ready, once you've had a go, press play to continue. So hopefully you've had a go. Let's go through the answers. So 8/10 as a decimal, 8 divided by 10, that gives us 0.80. So as a percentage, we can multiply that by 100. So 0.80 is 80%. For question 2, 6 over 10, or 6 divided by 10, that gives us 0.6 or 0.60. And that's then the same, multiplied by 100, that's 60%. Now 60 over 100, well that's the same as 6 over 10, or we can leave that exactly the same as the previous one, same answer as question 2, so 60%, just written in a slightly different way. Question 4, we've got to work backwards, so as a percentage, 22%. Let's divide by 100, so that's 0.22. And if we wanted to write that as a fraction, let's keep it simple, let's keep it over 100, and that's then 22 over 100. And finally, for question 5, we've got a decimal, 0.37. So that's then the same as 37%. I've multiplied by 100. And if we go to the fraction, that's then divided by 100, because there's 100 parts in total in the percentage. So that's 37 divided by 100. And another way to look at this is by looking at pairs. So what we've got here is 60%, and that's made up of 2 other numbers, 0.2 and 4/10. Let's just remind ourselves what we mean by 0.2. So 0.2 is the same as 20%, 4 over 10 is the same as 0.4, and 0.4 is the same as 40%. So we can see now that 20% plus 40%, if we rewrite our decimals and fractions, adds up to the 60% just here. Now it's your turn. There are 3 questions here, and your task is to find out the unknown there, here, and here. So when you're ready, press play, and we'll go through the answers. The first answer as a fraction is 4 over 10, because we've got just here 0.3, that's the same as 30%. We need a number that adds up to 70%, so this has to be 40%, and another way of writing 40% is 40 over 100, or 4 over 10. Question 2, the answer is 0.6. So here on the left we have 0.5 as 50%, and 1/10 is the same as 0.1. So 0.5 plus 0.1 gives us our answer of 0.6 as a decimal. And finally, the answer for the last one is 30%. So at the top we have 90%. 0.9 is the same as 90%. And bottom left, 3/5. That's the same as 6 over 10 if I double the top and double the bottom. And that's then the same as 60%. So what we need is a number with 60% plus a number equals 90%. So that's why the answer is 30%.